Hey, what's up guys? Today in this video we're installing PRP seat covers from TacomaForce.com and we're transforming our seats from this to this. It's a huge upgrade. Stay tuned to learn how to do it. These are the custom ones we picked out. They're suede and then leather with gold stitching. It's super high quality, way better quality than I was even expecting for the price, but they are pretty expensive. These custom seat covers are available now in any colorway at TacomaForce.com. Get yours now.
What I'm doing is there's two clips under here and you can kind of feel them and you just pop them off. Basically now what we're going to do is take this, right, and we're going to, as best as we can, flip her up inside of itself. Just try and make it as flush as you can, like that. What I like to do from here is I'll just kind of start to bring the seat out a little bit. I already started to kind of push it through the front, and the only reason I'm doing this is just to kind of get the front part nice and tight. That way when I start tucking it in the trim and feeding the string back, we can get a good knot on it and it'll be super flush. So you can see it's a little puffy. We're going to take care of that. The other thing is if you look around, it's obviously snowing. You know, in a perfect condition, you'd leave this out in the sun, you know, for 2 hours to get it warm and pliable, but we're gonna make do with what we got. So now that we got everything kind of tucked under where we want it, we're gonna start, or at least what I like to do is kind of start getting this guy in the trim. And I'm just using, you know, Harbor Freight trim tool just to kind of tuck it in under there as best as I can. And then we'll work our way to the back and get it all nice and tied in. Another thing you guys can do, we do design these to be installed without having to unbolt or take your seats out. It does make it easier if you take your seats out. If you don't want to mess with that or mess with the airbag plug on the back and unhook your battery, another thing you can do is you can take everything obviously out of here, and on the bottom there's like a, I don't know, it's like some sort of felt thing that you just pull out, and there's two 10mm bolts. If you actually take those off, it'll completely unbolt this section of the center console, and this piece right here is literally just clipped in. So basically you just pull this down, twist this guy off, and you can use your hand or you can use that pry tool, and this entire section will come off, and then you can actually pull this piece out, the rear section of your center console, and it'll make it a lot easier for you to kind of reach in here and make sure you're pulling the seat cover all the way down. You don't have to, just from personal experience and out of all the ones I've installed, that's definitely something I like doing. Now you guys are probably wondering what to do with the string and your little reclining lever here. I kind of push the string through here and then come up and around the lever, and then you're basically going to do the same thing for this stuff. You can kind of pull it, get it out of your way, tuck her in there, and we'll continue to work this in and make it all tight and flush with our trim tool. Hands are cold. On the driver's side, you have your lumbar knob and your reclining knob. So to kind of clean all this up, you just take your two fingers, you can kind of just pop it off like that, and that'll allow you to kind of get in here better with your trim tool and bring everything down, feed this up and around and through the back, pull everything tight, and then we can go to fastening this on the back side of the seat. Now that we kind of have that for the most part where we want it, obviously we'll do some final touches. We're going to bring this up and around and bring everything to get this all more centered where we want it. That string's under there, so we can hide it. Okay. All right. Now we can come back up. Weave it on one side, and then I'll come here. I'll kind of just do one of these guys. I am no knot tying expert at all, but let's see if I have enough slack here. Should be enough. Through. Give myself some slack. Here. I did is I ran it through this side, and then there's really no right or wrong knot. Basically I just tied a, if you guys fish at all, I did a Cali knot and then like a granny knot on the back of that and cinched it to basically make this loop that then I fed this side through to pull tension on, and I just did a couple knots on the back here to hold that in place. It doesn't have to be super tight. I mean, honestly, the more tighter you get it, the more this is just going to kind of fold in on itself, so just get it pretty tight. Don't worry about the slack. You can just obviously tie it out of the way or wrap it around, however you want to do it. It's all going to get hidden. It's easier just to tie it in on itself, and then all of that'll be clean. So we'll go ahead and get this side going. This guy out. We'll feed this guy through here. Grab that. Bring this guy through either way, doesn't really matter. And then get it pretty tight, and then you can kind of just pinch it in place, come around, go back through, pull back towards you, and get it tight. Do one more for good measure. And that's good enough. Like I said, it's a lot easier if you take that out, but you absolutely don't have to. You can put the seat wherever you like. You will have this strip on the back. Go ahead and take that off. That's going to allow you to Velcro it. And basically, what I like to do is just kind of open it up, hop on, and then just kind of manhandle it. Sure everything's coming out and going down the way you want it. Work it and make sure you're set. It's easier to do one side and then the other. Alright, basically since we talked about it, we decided we'll just go ahead and take it off. I mean, we're at my house and we got tools, so we're going to just go ahead and use them and make our lives easier. So this comes out. This is that little felt thing I was talking about. Just throw that guy out of the way. And basically, you got two 10 millimeters in here. That'll completely loosen this guy out. Your stock one, basically you'll just push down on this guy and kind of twist it. It comes out of the way, and then you'll twist it off. This is aftermarket, so there's a set screw. We already did that. Basically, this will come off. This will come up. And then on your stock one, this part is not that much of a pain in the ass. You can kind of start to get it ready. And then once we have this popped off, you'll kind of just reach back there and push it up and off, and this whole thing will come out. Basically, we'll pop this off, and then this will kind of all come out of the way. And then you said you have a zip tie on the back here?
Yep.
Awesome. So we'll go ahead and get my nips, and we'll go ahead and nip that off real quick. All right, so basically, once we get here, there's one little clip. It's on this side. I'll show it to you. Basically just this. I'll just go ahead and pop that guy off. And then this guy's good to go out of the way somewhere. From here, you have this little guy. Just pop that off. And then if you look down in here, you literally just kind of pop it, move it out of the way, and then this whole guy come up just like that. And give you all this room to work with. So that basically will give us more room to get in here, pull down all this, and kind of tuck all this stuff and make it look really nice. And all I'm doing here is I'm getting as center as I can, putting some weight on it to bring it down. Like I was saying, you know, in the heat, this is a lot easier. I think we're doing it in what, 26-degree weather. Can't feel my hands. But yeah, so we're here, we're pretty much lined up, liking the way this one's looking. A few minor adjustments. We'll start pushing things through. Once we're here, there's really no right order to do this. You can push this through, or you can do the top. I'll probably go ahead and push this through. At least start to. And then we'll work on the top. It's so much easier when you can feel your hands. Get these guys through. So once these guys are through, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh no, there's wires here. What are we going to do about that? Well, it doesn't take a lot of Velcro to hold this in place, so I kind of just move the wires in between and you'll be fine. So there's a bunch of ways to do this. We're going to basically do the top parts and then bring it down all the way. It's a lot easier in the heat, like I said, because basically you're going to push this and kind of don't worry about tearing this. This fabric is pretty stretchy. If you want, if you're working in a snowy condition like we are, you can get a heat gun or a hair dryer and warm it up a little. I think we're just going to try and manhandle it and see if we can get her on. Basically, you're going to do that and then kind of just work it. Oh, so close. Almost got it. Okay. Voila. We got one. Now we'll roll to the mast. Right. So from here, basically, best thing to do is kind of just pull on it as best as you can and do the top part or the middle of the Velcro and then do the sides. There it is. So pull as best we can. Keep it up, pressure, do the side. Oh, there we go. Pull that guy down. So I intentionally kind of pulled this out just to show you if yours comes out of the box like this. Basically, you're going to kind of just nicely tuck it up in there, and I'm just using my other hand to kind of hold it so it doesn't come out when I pull my hand out. airbag. Go ahead and slide this guy back. There's really a lot of ways to do this. The first time I ever installed these, I did it in my lap, and these digging into you don't feel very good. So what you can do, put these guys on, and that logo goes to the back. Basically, just like putting on a sock, we'll say. Just kind of want to make sure all the tabs are out. You're not folding up in on yourself like I am on this side. And then basically just fit. Start working her down. And once you get to this point, go ahead and take your headrest off. Flip her up. And you're going to do the middle first, and the middle here, and then these guys last. Do it as tight as you can. This guy in as tight as we can. Velcro the middle, and then do the ends. And then from there, done. Alright, so those are good. We like the way they fit, so we're just going to go ahead and slide this guy down. You notice there's two little hook tabs, so just kind of come in, up, down, make sure it lines up. Take your 210s, put them in the hole. Always go hand tight first, and then before you use power tools, so you don't strip anything. Easier said than done. Spec on that's about like, I don't know, 2 or 3 Ugga-Duggas. Go ahead and put that guy back in there. And then go ahead and take this and do the same thing. Now in a stock application, you'll basically just slide this back over. We're gonna have to do some extra stuff because Jake's is not stock, but it's not that big of a deal. Then from here, kind of get this guy ready. Get this all kind of lined up. Just get the plug. Yep. Go ahead and plug that guy back in. Get this guy all ready. And then just as easy as done deal. Make sure this is all how you like it. Stock knob. In your guys' case. Yours has a set screw, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just pop on. There we go. I like to move the seat forward just to give myself room. Tacoma cabs are unfortunately small. So we'll go ahead and start with your side, and then we'll get working on the bench. Alright, so basically we're going to work on this side first. Pretty self-explanatory. This guy just kind of goes on, and then we'll be attached with these strings back here. Move the seat forward so it's out of her way. Go ahead and grab this guy, and basically you're just going to kind of feed her on there as best as you can. Make sure she's all the way around. Get her as center as you can.
Yeah.
And a lot easier to do with some heat on these guys to get them nice and stretchy. But you're basically gonna just get it as tight as you can, and then we'll come up and we'll finish her off. These guys. Just kind of just work it around. Make sure it's all looking good. And then we'll do a test fit and make sure we're straight. I know you professional knot tires out there are going to go crazy in the comments, but it works. What you can do, I don't cut the slack on the front seats just in case I ever need to adjust them or I need to take them off for some sort of reason. The rears, however, we will get these tied up as best as we can and as tight as we want them, make sure everything fits good, and then we'll go ahead and cut and burn these. So you're gonna need a knife and a lighter. Don't really have either of those handy, so we'll go ahead and use this guy. And I don't have a lighter, so. Get that guy all good. That guy all good. That should hold. Alright, moving on. This guy's pretty easy. Velcro, and that's about it. It will have a Velcro. There's two of them. I don't know if you guys can really get a shot of this, but you will have to take these off. And then Jake does have a sub back here, so we're just going to kind of figure that out as we go. Knocking off all of your
Patches?
Yeah. There's another one.
Oh, that one falls on. Looking good to me. How's it looking to you? Yep, looks good.
Awesome. You do want to make sure the square lines up with this hole. We'll go ahead and probably, now can't tuck it in there, so just line it up as best as your ability. Go ahead and deal with these guys. Go ahead and start tucking. Oh yeah. Sub's 100% in the way. Do want to make sure that's nice and straight. Looking good. Go ahead. Get that. That's better. Should. And this will kind of, like all these little wrinkles and stuff will just kind of go away with heat as you're in here. I kind of want to fish this guy out. Come on. There we go. we're ready to move on to the next side. Alright, so basically it's the same thing for this side. Go ahead and leave this pull tab tucked up in here. You're going to be utilizing this pull tab once we get these installed. Same kind of thing, just work it. Check fitment on that really quick before we cinch everything down. Looking good to me. How's your side looking, Jake?
Yep, looks good.
Alright, we'll go ahead and pop this back up, flatten this all out, and get her cinched down. There's always a bitch. There's really no way to get this to look perfect right here. Step, we're going to have to go ahead and take the seatbelt off so we can feed it through the new one. You don't need a big ass impact like this, but if you have it, it helps. From this point, we're just going to go ahead and unzip this guy and get it ready for the install. Go ahead and get this flap ready, and we'll go ahead and feed our seatbelt through here. And Jake, I'll probably have you help me from that side. Go ahead and get that side flapped over for me. So from here, go ahead and start zipping this. From here, we'll go ahead and take these guys off, just the Velcro protector, so they're out of our way. And then we'll continue to zip this guy. There we go. Perfect. And I kind of like just tuck that out of the way for now. And then we'll work on the Velcro in a minute. I just want to go ahead and get the top done, at least through the holes. We can kind of shift it around and get it to fit how we want it. And then we'll go ahead and pull on it really tight on the bottom and get her all Velcroed in. Alright, so this guy goes on here. So, go ahead, get this guy all lined up. In your case, I would probably put some sort of thread locker, but that's up to you guys. Safety. Cool. That is looking good, my friend. Go ahead. We might have to redo the headrests and heat. Actually, no, it doesn't look bad. Cool. Well, me and Jake had this crazy idea of how we might be able to get this look even better. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the lid off, see if we can attach it, and then install the lid and see how that looks. And if it works, great. If not, we'll install it the way you're supposed to. So what you're going to do is you're going to take those screws out, close it, and then kind of take your fingers, and voila. Then there is 4 screws right here. They're the bigger ones. Can't mix them up. they're supposed to. Alright, so we found that basically it's easier if you recline the seat, so you give yourself space here. And then you pretty much just slide this over like a sock. And just work the bottom as best you can. Got it. There we go. Okay, work your corner. That's looking good. That's looking good. Any wrinkles you guys might have, like I said, as it gets hot in the car, they'll kind of just come out on their own.
Alright, I want to give a huge shout out to Kyle from PRP for helping me with this install. They turned out amazing. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to pick up a set of these seat covers for yourself, make sure to check out TacomaForce.com. Stay tuned for the next video.